All right, so 3 ways to defend the 1-2. The 1-2, the most fundamental combination in boxing. When we're defending the 1-2, we're defending the jab, which is the lead hand, and then the 2, which is the right cross, if you're an orthodox boxer. So that's what we're gonna work on today. Before I get into the technique and the actual options for defending that combination, a quick note on boxing defense in general. Typically with boxing defense, there's 4 ways to defend punches. We can use the gloves, we can parry and block, right? So we're using the hands for defense. We can use head movement, slipping and rolling punches. We can also use the feet, so we can step out of range, right? That's the 3rd option. 4th option in boxing, which is often underestimated and not really talked about much in boxing, is using your punches for defense. So if I was to attack, bang, you can just throw a punch and stop me with the punches too. Today we're going to focus on the first 3. So we're going to focus on using the hands and gloves to parry the punches. We're going to use the head movement to take our head away from the gloves and the punches coming in and let them fly over the shoulder. And then we're also going to use the feet as well. So let's get to it. Here's how to defend the 1-2. So first option number 1 for defending the 1-2, we're going to use a combination of the gloves and head movement. So to defend the jab, he's going to parry it, typically with the backhand. The reason why he's going to use that backhand versus the front hand, if he parried my jab with the front hand, he'd be exposed right there for the cross, right? So he wants to keep that there to defend the power side, but when he defends the jab, he's going to just let that jab travel right up towards the chin, small movement, and just parry that glove. Me as the coach, I'm just throwing a nice straight jab right down the middle, turn the mitt over, and allow my boxer to concentrate on catching that jab. So that's how we're going to catch the jab. We're going to parry it, and then as the right hand comes in, he's going to use head movement for defense and just slip to his lead side. Orthodox boxer, you'd be slipping to your left, and he's just going to, little dip of the shoulder, little rotation, core tight, and shift that weight to the front side. Just make sure that mitt flies right over that back shoulder. So that's how we're going to defend the 1-2 for option number 1, is the parry and the slip. Now how do we drill that? We just throw it nice and straight right down the middle, nice and controlled, so he can get the movement and the timing of the combination down first. So jab, cross. I'm not throwing it at 100 miles an hour yet. We just want to get the movements and the technique down first. So catch and slip, parry and slip, parry the jab, slip, right? Now if we want to make it live a little bit, we can move around as if we were in a fight or a sparring scenario. And now he's got to rely on his reflexes, reactions a little bit. He's just going to watch the mitts, catch, slip there. And I'm going to throw it a little quicker and make it a little bit more realistic. Catch, slip, nice, good. Catch, slip, good, relax. So notice as well, guys, if you're doing this on the mitts, make sure you're throwing realistic punches. Throw the jab nice and straight, long, right? Throw the cross nice and long, turn your hips, use good technique yourself. It's amazing when you do this more and more on the coaching side, it actually improves your own boxing as well. So think about your own technique, make sure your punches are nice and long and realistic. So there's option number 1, using the parry and the slip to defend the 1-2. All right, so option number 2, we're going to use head movement to defend both punches, right? So this time when the jab comes in, rather than parrying it like we did in option 1, we're actually going to slip it to the outside. So to the outside means outside of my body, right? He's going away from both punches that I've got available. I don't have a 3rd arm over on this side to land, so he's safe right there. So he's slipped the jab to the outside, weight's still pretty centered right here. I've thrown that jab. Now I'm going to try and catch him with the cross. So as I throw my cross, he just simply slips back to the front side and slips inside, just like we had in option 1 off the parry. So now he's just using head movement to defend both punches. Now, this is a little dangerous for a couple of reasons. Number 1, you're still in range to be hit and you're going kind of in towards that cross, right? So typically it's not an option that will be used a lot in a fight scenario, but it's just great for developing reflexes, upper body head movement, and just making yourself generally elusive from punches. That's kind of more what this drill is about. But it's still an option to defend the 1-2 as well. See slicker fighters, Sergio Martinez, Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker, using the hands down, using that head movement a lot. You kind of see it then. But yeah, just bear that in mind if you are trying to use this in a sparring or a fight scenario. It's a little bit dangerous to go into that right hand. That's the common criticism of this, but great for reflexes and reactions and just developing that avoidance of the punches, hand-eye coordination. Okay, so I'm throwing the 1-2 right down the middle again. He's going to turn that lead shoulder, and then he's going to turn the back shoulder, and then he's come right back to center after that. So slip, slip. There. Now, when you're just drilling this to get the technique down and the movement patterns and help your boxers understand it, actually call it. So I'm going to say from the start, slip, slip, and then I'm going to deliver that 1-2 in the same cadence that I called for it. Slip, 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 right? Slip, slip. So your boxer knows what's coming, and that way they can really just concentrate on movement patterns. Then again, like we did in combination number 1, we can make it a little bit more live and a little bit more reactive. Where we don't call it, now he just has to watch the mitts and the pads coming in and work on the reflexes. Yep, good. Obviously go at a controlled tempo so you're not smashing your clients in the face. But yeah, then you can make it a little bit more live once you feel confident as the coach that they've kind of got it down and their reflexes are good. Good, a little quicker now. That's it, good, one more. Nice, good. So there you have it, option number 2. I'm still throwing the 1-2 nice and straight, right down the pipe, down that line. I'm not going across, and just making sure that he's taking his head off the line, that center line both times. That's the key with this one. You're on that center line, the punches come down the center line, and then taking the head off that center line, and in the next shot you'll be able to see how that looks from behind the coach. Yep. Yep, one more. Nice, good. All right guys, before we get to the final option, just a quick reminder, like the video, leave your comments and questions below. Any other ways you like to defend the 1-2, you want me to break those down, leave them in the comments as well. We'll go make a video on that. I read all the comments and get back to you, so thanks for leaving your comments. Subscribe to the channel as well, hit the bell notification, that way you're going to get notified of the new videos coming out each week. Now that's out of the way, let's get to number 3, and stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to show you how to add in some counter punches to these defenses as well, so stay tuned for that. So option number 3, we're going to include some footwork now. So we're going to start with the parry again for defending the jab. So as the jab comes in, he's going to allow that jab to travel, and he's going to just deflect it and knock it down and get on top of it with the parry, right? Now for the defense of the cross, we're going to use the footwork. As soon as he's felt that glove parry the jab, he's going to be a step ahead of me and just simply take a step back with the back foot, and the front foot's going to follow, and he's going to be perfectly on balance. The key with that step back is to make sure your feet are still shoulder width apart and you're nicely on balance after the step back. So it's simple parry of the jab. As the right shoulder starts to turn, he reacts with the feet. Boom. That's going to make me fall short now because there's no impact right there. It's going to make me throw a punch into space, which if I commit to that right hand with a lot of force and torque and rotation like I should, it's going to make me fall off balance pretty easily. So he's caught that, I'm coming in, it's going to pull me off balance. He's still on balance and well out of range. He's perfectly in position now to come back in with a counter punch or step back in and attack. It gives him the control of the situation. So that's why footwork, for me, is always probably the best defense out of head movement, slips, and all that kind of stuff. So back to a quick recap, and then I'll show you how to add in some counters. All right, so a quick recap of all 3. Option number 1, using the gloves to parry, and then the slip of the right hand. So catch, slip. There's option 1 for defending the 1-2. Option 2, purely head movement. Slip, slip. Slip to the power side, slip to the lead side. Slip, slip. Good, make sure you're throwing that straight down the middle. Option 3, parry the jab, using footwork for the defense of the right hand. Step back, parry, step back. Good, again. Good. All right, now I'm going to show you how to add a few counters. All right, so here's a little bonus part. Thanks for watching to this point. Just going to add in a counter punch now off those defenses, so just give you a little bit of extra value on this video. So here's the first option. Remember option number 1, we were parrying the jab, slipping the right hand. So we're simply just going to hold that mitt in place as soon as we've thrown the right hand, right? So your boxer can actually see the target, and then they're going to whip in a lead hook. Boom. All right, so we make that live, it all flows together in one rhythm. Catch, slip, hook. Again, catch, slip, hook, right? So there's your counter punch option off that slip to the inside. With the slip, slip off the head movement, again, you could go with the lead hook. We can also go with a lead uppercut. We'll come at anything from that lead side, right? Because they've slipped to the front side, slip, slip, we'll go lead uppercut right there. So for the mitts on that one, I'm going to throw the 1-2 nice and straight. As the left hand comes back, I'm going to hold it in place right there for that lead uppercut to land, okay? So make sure you're getting your right mitt back quick. So slip, slip, boom, right? It's always about being a step ahead and making sure your boxer can see the target after they've finished the defense. Slip, slip, boom, good. For the last one, with the step back, so we've parried the jab, he's stepped back from the right hand, and I'm just going to hold it right there for a rear uppercut. So it's the jab, step back, bang, right? Now with this one, you got to be quick, because as I'm stepping in, I'm throwing that right hand, but I need to kind of just hold it there. So I go with the shoulder to create the eye reaction and the foot reaction, but make sure your mitt's in place for the counter punch, okay? So again, catch, step back, boom, there you go, and again, boom, boom, bam, there, good. So there you have it, just a little bonus part to the video. 3 counter punch options you can add into those defenses, but hopefully that gives you a little idea and some variety when defending the 1-2. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave your comments below. I'll see you on the next video.